let's go ahead and play this clip, and then we will discuss.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
Okay, so as long as everyone,
if your parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make. Yeah.
Okay, so a child can cut their penis off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married.
Well, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
So, but it's still a personal decision. You're still deciding. Because there's take the other party out of the equation. It's a personal decision. If I'm 16 and I personally want to marry this girl, she's beautiful. She's 21 years old. Her family wants to do it. My family wants to do it. You're saying I can't do that. We're both consenting. I'm ready to go. I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to marry because Moy says that woman's a pedophile. But if then the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off, I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
It is. I believe everyone has I believe everyone has the right to do with their body what they want to do.
Pause. First of all,
Jesus
Christ. I would like to say that under no circumstance will it ever not hurt to have any discussion about chopping it off. Like it hurts when people say that. Like it physically hurts the thought of that. God. Anyway, with that said, Moist Critical's fucking insane. Okay, he's fucking insane. And
which one is who?
Charlie's the one with the long hair. He's pretty respected for the most part, but he's had a bad couple of weeks between the Chris Tyson thing that he's been really reluctant to talk about after he went in on Dr.
Your boys.
I know. And
your
so
boys, bro.
The reason I've heard a lot of complaints about, well, Sneako's not getting as much hatred when he says something equally dumb. The reason Sneako's not getting as much hatred is because everyone knows where Sneako stands. Yep. Regardless if you agree with him or disagree with him, he makes it very clear where he stands, whereas Moist Critical always tries to take the most safe position possible. And in this circumstance, he was doing a live debate with someone and he didn't have the opportunity to read the room or read the internet. And he kind of just said what he thought would be the most socially acceptable term. But in reality, while a lot of weirdos that follow him would probably agree with what he said, the masses are listening to that going, you're absolutely insane.
People who don't know the difference between mitosis and meiosis, or don't know what the mitotic spindle is, which are all reproductive parts or processes, have no business talking about biology in general. The concept of using chemicals to alter a child is inherently evil and unnecessary. There are select times where perhaps some sort of chemical rebalancing is necessary, but that's usually because something is actually wrong chemically in the brain. They're both idiots, and if I could have the world my way, nobody would be doing anything until the age of 25 when your brain is technically fully developed, but even then, that doesn't really seem to be helping a lot of people. Yeah, fuck them both. I do want to say, before anybody thinks that I don't like Charlie, I said that he's a cute little goofy goober, and he definitely does play it safe in all of his takes. He is not a critical thinker. He is not a deep thinker. He just reads a headline and then figures out if that is the most likable thing to say, where people stand on it, and then he just regurgitates that. There's nothing wrong with that. He's free to do that, but stay the fuck out of biology, man.
Yeah, he's also just he's not a debater either. I mean, the dude cannot debate to save his life. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think Charlie's
he's good at reading the room.
I don't think Charlie's a bad guy at all. Actually, I think he's this just shows like people are so scared of getting canceled right now, and you're seeing so many commentators and YouTubers getting canceled. Ultimately, the best way to not get canceled is just be honest and not apologize for it. It's that fucking simple. Just don't apologize and be honest with your feelings on things, and let the chips fall where they may. Because guess what? It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how trendy your takes are. People are going to hate you on the internet for anything and everything. Accept it. Accept it.
The one thing that you will always get the realest response from is being real yourself. Like we've always talked about, being authentic is the most important thing you can do on the internet, because we have watched so many people that have cultivated an image completely tank as soon as somebody finds out anything about their personal life or anything like that. It's like, if you're just honest and upfront about who you are as a person, your beliefs, your thoughts, then people can make their decision whether or not they want to follow you or want anything to do with you. And then you'll have an audience that supports you. They're like, we already knew that about this guy. Like, why would we change anything about that? We've watched massive internet personalities go down because they were not being real about who they actually were when the chips were down.
It's nothing but good things that come out of speaking your mind, man. There are three things that often come out of speaking your mind. Number one, the people who agree with you will gravitate towards you, which is pretty cool. Number two, the people who disagree with you and cannot tolerate that disagreement will be... you will drive away those people. Number three, the people who disagree with you, however, they can't tolerate disagreement, they will stay. So the kind of audience you will attract by speaking your mind always is people who agree with you and people who disagree with you but can tolerate disagreement. That's everything a creator wants. That's the perfect audience that every creator wants. So never shy away from speaking your mind.
I would have loved, I think the best thing Charlie could have said was, I don't know enough about this topic to comment on it.
Wow. What an amazing thing.
What a concept.
He probably was scared to say that, though, because Sneako the one who set up the debate. I'm not sure how it all originated.
It wasn't necessarily like a debate as much as it was a discussion, because they had some back and forth. Sneako had some things he had said. Charlie made some comments, made a video. There was some back and forth, and then Sneako was like, "Well, let's just hop on a stream and talk about it."
But that's the thing about Charlie. That's the thing about Moist Critical is he's this self-proclaimed know-it-all. He thinks he's a fucking genius. He thinks he's the smartest one in the room when he's not. So he can't help himself but to give his 2 cents and his opinion, because Charlie is Charlie's biggest fan. Charlie thinks Charlie's the best. So he has to put his 2 cents on it because he's a fucking retard. That's what know-it-alls do. Know-it-alls have to fucking just put it out there and then think that they're the smartest ever.